A lot of people nowadays don't know much about horses, and considering the way the police have been acting recently, I suggest it is important for anyone who's on any sort of a demonstration, especially a demonstration which might, let's say, involve white working class people, should get to know more about horses, really. And I have made a couple of comments on a couple of previous videos. I'll put the links in the description. But I found an example here of something which you might profit from understanding. I'm Granniopteryx. So the first thing you have to remember, the horse is never at fault. Never. Okay, I have heard one or two examples of a situation where a horse was actually an evil beast. But 99.99% of the time, the horse is in a situation not of its own making. And it's either just reacting, or it's sick, or its rider is acting badly or naively in some way. So never ever take it out on the horse, whatever the problem is. If you own the horse, and we're talking about disciplining the horse, that's something else. I'm not going into that. I'm talking about somebody who is caught in a situation with a horse that is a potentially dangerous situation for both of them. And when a police charge is going on with horses, that's a dangerous situation. And I want you to look at this picture here. This is taken from a trot-up. That is, it's at Burley, a horse show. And before you're allowed to compete, you have to take the horse in front of the judges, and the horse has to trot up to prove that it's not lame or sick or in some sort of trouble before it's allowed to compete, which is, of course, a very sensible course of action. This owner here, or stable hand or whatever, I'm assuming it's the owner, is handling a horse that's very nervous and is acting badly at the moment. Just look at those feet there behind. Now imagine if you were behind that horse, what those feet could do to you. Because this part of the horse, the rear end, that's where all the impulsion comes. The horse puts its front feet down and then brings its hind feet forward and then pushes itself off on those hind quarters, and this is over half a ton of horse there, so you can imagine how powerful those muscles have to be. Don't get anywhere near the back of a horse, and this owner here is doing just that. You can see what's happening. The horse is kicking out, and it's her job, what she is trying to do successfully, is to make sure that that kicking out is nowhere near her. Now there's a counterintuitive aspect to this. A horse follows its head. So look what she's doing. Now I don't know whether she actually looped that rein over the horse's face when in handling him, or it just happened like that. It doesn't matter. You see how she's pulling the reins down. She's not pulling them out, she's pulling them down. She's bringing the horse's head down, and she's moving the horse's head towards her, which is a bit counterintuitive from what most non-horsey people would think. If they want to get a horse away, their instinct is to push. No, pull. You bring the horse's head towards you. When you do that, the rest of the horse swings outwards, and that would swing the hind quarters, as you could see, away from the handler. When you're riding a horse and you see something coming toward, this is such a typical tyro mistake. You see something coming towards you and you want to get the horse out of its way. So a tyro will move the horse's head that way. So the obstacle, whatever it is coming that way. The bicycle, let's say. You want to get the horse out of the way of the bike. The bicycle's coming towards you and you turn the horse's head towards the side of the road. And what happens is the horse's bum swings out into the path of the bike. That's such a typical tyro mistake, because you see, we think of it this way. We're upright. When we want to get out of something's way, we turn towards the escape route. We turn our whole body. Everything goes that way and we're out of the way and we can see where we're going. That's why we turn our faces that way. It's not the same with a horse. And this is something horse people do so naturally that they don't even think about telling you. You have to put yourself in the place of somebody who doesn't know about horses. Oh, goodness me. Hang on. I hope my voice was being picked up. There might be a change. I have the microphone in the wrong place. I might have to make this again. We'll see. Anyway, if there's a change in the volume, I'll try and deal with that. All right. So, with a horse, it's different. With a horse, you turn the horse's head towards the bicycle coming that way. When you turn the horse's head that way, the horse's bottom swings in the other direction out of the way. And then you use your leg to tap the horse's side so it moves sideways out of the way. And of course, you have to remember, the horse can still see whatever the obstruction or object is, because a horse sees out of the side of its head. In fact, by turning its head sideways, it's getting a better view of whatever it is that's coming towards it. And basically that's what this woman is doing. She's pulled the horse, she wants the horse to, well, not kick her. You see, sorry, I have to point out, it's not only that the horse kicks out, there's something called a cow kick, where the horse takes its hind leg, brings it forward and sweeps it round. So those hind legs are really dangerous. So she wants to keep them away from her while her horse is acting up. But she's also doing something else. She's swinging his hindquarters away from her, and she's bringing the horse into a circle. I don't know what happened after this. The horse may have calmed down. But what she's doing, because horses move each other about simply by nudging most of the time. You don't really need to poke a horse hard to make it turn. It knows what that feel against its body is, and that is move away. She's holding her hand there, so that little woman there is holding that entire horse by just her hand, because the horse knows you don't go into that hand. And then she's bringing the horse round in a circle. Now, either it will stop acting up there, or she will continue to circle it until it calms down. And so there you are. As I said in two previous videos, the best place to be with a horse that's acting up is like 10 yards away. However, if you are in a situation where you're stuck, the next best thing to do is to put your hand out or your shoulders into the horse, which will make the horse move away from you. Now, if you're talking about a police horse, you will have the opposite effect from the rider, who will be urging his horse towards you. You must never ever face the horse, because if it pushes you over, you're going to go over back and hit your head on something. That's not a good idea. You put yourself in a position so that if you are pushed, you have hands free to break your fall. And that's what she's doing. She's standing on one side, she's doing that, she's moving herself round, she's moving the horse round, but you notice she's not yanking at the horse. I would suggest you, if you're interested in any more detail on this situation, you should access the first video I made about horses in this situation, which was when the Mounties went into the crowd in, where was it, Ottawa, a couple of years ago. Okay, well, there you are. Beautiful horse, that. I hope she did succeed in calming it down. Till next time. You can help my channel by clicking like, by subscribing, by clicking the notification bell, and by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels are in the description, also links to donation sites, but really the best way you can help me is simply by clicking like. Thank you. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo, with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.